Good morning and happy Wednesday. Welcome to today's episode of Morning Wealth. Three things that we will talk about: AMD and Xilinx deal, earnings roundup, and Bank of Canada meets. US stocks wobbled on Tuesday, attempting to stabilize after worries about the virus pandemic sent markets tumbling at the start of the week. Rising COVID-19 infection levels around the world are compounding worries about the global economic outlook. The 7-day average of new cases in the US reached a record on Monday, while a number of countries in Europe, including Italy, Spain, and Russia, tightened restrictions on activity to try to curb the spread of the virus. Technology stocks were the relative bright spot on yesterday's market, buoyed by AMD's planned $35 billion acquisition of Xilinx, a fellow chip maker. Xilinx shares rose about 8.6% and AMD's fell about 4.1%. Xilinx investors will get 1.7234 AMD shares per Xilinx share, valuing the company at about $143 a share, 25% more than the previous closing price. The deal creates a company with a larger R&D budget and broader array of products to take on Intel. The Dow was down by about 0.8%. It's been down 4 of the past 5 trading days. The S&P lost about 0.3% and the Nasdaq actually was higher by 0.6%, which was helped by that technology deal. The 10-year yields were also down 3 basis points to 0.77. Dollar dropped against most of the G10 currencies. Gold climbed and Asian equity futures are mixed. In terms of economic data, US durable goods orders rose in September by more than forecast, indicating manufacturers continue to benefit from steady demand and lean inventories. Bookings for durable goods or items meant to last at least 3 years increased 1.9% from the prior month. The estimate was for a 0.5% increase. While the durable good orders came in higher, Conference Board reported a decline in consumer sentiment in the month of October. Earnings roundup: Microsoft first quarter revenue climbed better than projected, 12%, strengthened by corporate demand for cloud computing services. Sales rose to about $37.2 billion, exceeding the $35.8 billion estimate. Profit came in at about 1.82 a share, beating the consensus of 1.54. Shares were up, actually pretty flat, ticked up 0.3% after hours. HSBC reported, and we saw a big pop in their share price. Was up more than 5% during trading yesterday. So Europe's largest bank by assets reported a profit before tax of about 3.07 billion in the July to September quarter. 36% lower than the 4.84 billion recorded a year ago, as it really attempts to recover from the economic shock of the pandemic. The third quarter profit was better than the 2.07 billion that the analysts had expected. HSBC's CFO said the latest set of results suggests a bottoming of the credit cycle, and the bank is, quote, putting in place all the building blocks we need to resume dividends. The market liked that and rewarded it with a 5% pop in their shares. Shares of Eli Lilly fell about 6.9% after drug maker lowered its profit guidance for 2020. They also flagged a 400 million expense related to COVID R&D. Shares of Caterpillar fell about 3.2% after company reported profits and revenue fell during the most recent quarter. Merck raised its forecast after a third quarter beat. Pfizer narrowed its revenue guidance as adjusted EPS narrowly beat consensus. Another surprise yesterday was BP eked out a small profit, defying expectations for a loss. On the fixed income side, US leveraged loans are having a moment. The market is currently plowing through more than $20 billion of deals in its most active week in about 8 months. That's been fueled by new loans for corporate tie-ups, which make up about 35% of offerings launched in October. Lastly, on the FX side, the Bank of Canada is not expected to change monetary policy on Wednesday. When they met last in September, the BOC was upbeat. They said the economy is recovering as expected. However, they felt that the ongoing policy accommodation was needed to support the protracted and uneven recuperation. Data hasn't been great since then. Retail sales growth has been slowing and consumer prices falling as well. So we're expecting the Bank of Canada not to change monetary policy, but I'm sure that they will sound a bit more cautious given the increase in virus cases across the globe. That's the update. Stay safe and healthy, everyone, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.